busy.
Alright, what's up YouTube? Let's talk Ruslan Provodnikov against Lucas Matthysse, April 18th at the Turning Stone Casino, all the way upstate in Verona, New York, okay? All the way upstate, alright? If you live in New York or the tri-state area, just to have some idea, it's 5 hours upstate. I'm going to be attending this fight. I did buy tickets this morning, like at 10 a.m. As soon as they went on sale, I was right on Ticketmaster trying to buy tickets. I called the casino as well. It was very hard to get tickets online, especially good ones, okay? I kept refreshing. I couldn't get anything good. I was on the phone on hold by the casino for 5 hours. I mean, not 5 hours. I was on the phone for almost an hour, okay? I did end up getting some really good tickets, and I will be attending the fight. If you haven't, today is February 26th, the day the tickets went on sale. If you're trying to go see the fight, make sure you go on there like ASAP, like today, like tonight. If you watch this video tonight and you want to see the fight, the tickets are real good price tickets. Definitely check them out. If there's any fights available, I suggest calling the casino because Ticketmaster had a hard time. I think they did a horrible job trying to promote and sell these tickets. Or letting people know about the tickets, okay? Because it wasn't on Golden Boy's website. It was kind of like word of mouth type of thing. Like if you have Twitter and you follow certain boxing accounts, I found out from Dan Rayfield on his Twitter account, Golden Boy didn't have nothing on their Twitter. They had nothing on their website, okay? The flyer that they showed on Ticketmaster was Brian Jennings against Mike Perez. Ridiculous. And they didn't even have either fighter's name. Like, if you search their names, the event doesn't show up. Okay, usually when you search a boxer's name on Ticketmaster, that particular fighter shows up, their upcoming fight shows up. It didn't happen that way. All right, it was just a picture of Mike Perez and Brian Jennings, their flyer for their fight of last year. And, you know, you saw Turning Stone Casino fight at Turning Stone Casino. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on. But at the same time, the venue is very, very, very small. I've been there last year. Last year when I made that video on the Boxing Hall of Fame, okay, when I did a tour through the Boxing Hall of Fame, that's when I went up there last year. Okay, so I did go up there. The venue is very small. There's not a lot of seats and stuff. But, you know, I will be up there now. Let's talk on the fight. This is one of those fights that I've always wanted. I've always wanted on this channel. You know, I brought it up in my top like 10 fights that I want to see. This is a fight that I've always wanted to see. And this is why. I've never seen Ruslan Provodnikov fight a big puncher. These are the two biggest punchers in the junior welterweight division. And I want to see the fight because I want to see Ruslan finally fight a guy that hits extremely hard. Usually he's walking through guys like Chris Algieri, Mauricio Herrera, and Tim Bradley. What happens if he fights a guy that has power? Okay, can he still just walk through him like he normally does? We really haven't seen him hurt. We've seen him put punishment on the guys that he fought, but we've never seen him fight someone that has punching power, you know. Now, if anyone that he's faced that goes the distance from, it's a good chance they might win the fight, okay? Especially if he's fighting top fighters. But, you know, I don't think this fight is going to go to distance, okay? I don't think so. Lucas Matthysse is definitely the more well-rounded, skilled boxer between the two, okay? Even though he's usually used to moving forward, you know, usually he's on his front foot. You know, he has a lot of power. He's pretty skilled. You know, he does a lot of feints in the ring. He has a good rhythm. You know, he's a good defensive. You know, he's not no defensive wizard, but he has some kind of defensive awareness. He's not like Ruslan where he's just in love with his power and he's extremely aggressive and he's just coming forward. Lucas could fight going backwards somewhat. He's just a well-rounded fighter to me, but he has great power, but he's not like in love with his power where he's just walking forward looking for the knockout, okay? he's pretty patient. The knockout will come, okay? Ruslan is the total opposite, where he's extremely aggressive. He's not, he doesn't have any defense. You can punch him in his face as much as you want. He's going to stick his tongue out. He's still going to come forward and try to break you down, okay? He has no long-range game, a mid-range, close-range type of fighter, huge hooks, a lot of power, just all aggression with him, okay? No defense, all right? So you guys get the point. Now, this is how I see the fight going. It's a really tough one to call. I'm like 0 for 2 from Ruslan Provodnikov fights, okay? I picked Mike Alvarado to beat. Don't ask why. I picked Mike Alvarado to beat Ruslan Provodnikov. That was probably the worst prediction I've ever done on this channel. Okay, I don't know why I picked Mike Alvarado at that point. I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy for picking him, but I did. Okay, that's like the first prediction I got wrong on here. And then I also picked Chris Algieri to beat him. I also picked Ruslan to beat Chris Algieri. Okay, I had Algieri winning first, and then I did a follow-up video maybe a week later and said, I changed my mind, I'm going for Ruslan. And we've seen what happened, okay? Even though that was a debatable fight, I actually went to that fight. They gave it to Chris Algieri by decision. So this is the way I see the fight going. It's going to be by KO. I'm going to pick Ruslan, okay? I think his aggression is just going to be too much for Lucas Matthysse. Matthysse is going to have to be the boxer between the two, okay? He's going to be the one that's going to have to keep distance between him and Ruslan. I know he's usually the aggressor. This fight, he's not going to be the aggressor, in my opinion, okay? Ruslan is just too strong, and even though Matthysse has power, I think Ruslan is just too durable. I think it's a good chance. There might be a chance that Matthysse could hurt him with his power, but he didn't hurt Danny, and he hurt Danny. He fought Danny with some, hit him with some pretty big shots, and Danny took them well. Okay, I mean, he was fighting the highest level fighter at 140. Okay, everybody else he knocks down. Even when he lost, he knocked Zab Judah down. He knocked Devin Alexander down. He knocked out everybody else. Okay, but Ruslan is the most durable fighter at 140. Okay, this guy takes punches, even though they're feather-fisted fighters. Let me not say that, but they're not big punchers. Herrera, Bradley, Algieri, those guys are not big punchers. He took them well. I mean, even Mike Alvarado just could not hurt this guy. And I haven't seen him badly hurt. So for me to just assume that Matthysse is going to be the one to hurt him, I can't make that assumption. Okay, what I will tell you is that I see Matthysse down twice in his most recent fights. I know he had a good win recently. I can't remember the guy's name. It was a first-round KO. Thought it was premature, but he had a good KO recently, Matthysse, but he got knocked down by John Molina a couple times in that fight. I believe he got knocked down twice in that fight, and he got knocked out by Danny Garcia, okay? I'm not saying that he's not tough, he's not durable, but a guy that's as aggressive as Provodnikov, I can't see him surviving for 12 rounds with him. If he is not able to knock Provodnikov out, he cannot go 12 rounds with this guy. This guy is going to keep coming. He doesn't move like Chris Algieri. He doesn't have the defensive skills like Herrera, okay? He doesn't have the durability as Tim Bradley. Bradley was able to hang in there even with a concussion against Provodnikov. I don't think Matthysse is going to be able to do that. So if I had to pick, I'm going to go with Ruslan on this one, okay? And I think this is going to, if Matthysse loses this fight, I think this is going to be a huge setback for him because he's looking to fight Adrian Broner. We all want to see that fight. I think Matthysse could possibly beat Broner. I think he has a lot of power, and I think he's a better boxer between him and Maidana, okay, at this point. But I just think this is going to be a setback. I think as much as I want to see this fight, I think stylistically, Provodnikov is just too aggressive. If you can't move and you can't shoot a jab and stay on the outside well for 12 rounds with him, I just don't see you winning the fight against Provodnikov. And that goes with anyone. I think that anyone at 140, it's only a certain few guys that I think could really beat Provodnikov. Everybody else, if they survive, it's all about surviving, okay, with him. And I just don't see Matthysse doing this. So that's my pick. I got Provodnikov winning this fight by KO. I'm not, I'm kind of 50-50 with it, but I'm going with Provodnikov. I know I've been wrong in the past, and you could take it however way you want to take it, but I got Provodnikov winning this fight. Leave comments. Let me know who you think is winning this fight. And if you have any question about the event, I've been up there at the Turning Stone Casino. If you have any questions about that venue or the casino or anything, I've been up there. Let me know. Leave comments, and make sure you hit subscribe.